I don't know if you guys would be surprised, but there's more people in the gym at the 5 in the morning club than there is throughout the day. So what I want to talk to you guys about is the fact that, have you ever had this happen where somebody will message you, so-called a friend, and they will message you and get you really hype about something, and they'll talk all this crazy stuff about they want to go do something with you and they want to do that, and every time you confront them on hanging out and doing things, they always are like, oh no, I can't do that right now. And what I'm referring to is, it could be anything from getting your hopes up from going to a concert, you getting down with the get down, if you know what I mean, baby. It could be anything and everything, but they get you in a message and they'll talk all this crazy stuff about wanting to do this and do that with you, but then in reality they're not doing this or that, so they're just getting your hopes up. And every time you confront them, it's always, oh, I'm busy, or I can't do that this week. And I'm like, when can you do this? And when can you do that? And they're always like, well, I'll get back to you. And it's like they never get back to you. So they're just like teasing you with going to a concert or anything that they're intentionally telling you. And those are the kind of people that I call fake ass friends, because those are the people that you need to kick out of your life because they are doing nothing for you. They're just a piece of garbage that needs to be whittled out and sent to the curb. Because why would somebody want to continuously hype stuff up about doing whatever it is? Like I said, it could be getting down with the get down, if you know what I mean, baby. Or it could be going to a concert and they'll go, hey, you want to go to a concert? And you're like, hell yeah, I want to go to that concert. And they never follow through, but you see them on social media going to that concert or going to that place that they have talked to you multiple times about, or doing that certain thing that you have long discussions about, because they randomly hit you up saying they want to do this and that with you, and then at the end of the day they never follow through. And then when you constantly confront them, it's like, I can't, not right now. And then eventually, it's like the boy that cried wolf. Eventually, they will hit you up and really want to do something. They're like, hey, I got 2 tickets to go to this football game. You really want to go? Because I know you're the only person that's really into football. You want to go? And you're like, nah, I'm good. And they're like, what do you mean you're good? And then they act like you're the piece of garbage because you're the one who is telling them, nah, I'm sorry. I don't want to go with you now. I don't want to socialize with you anymore. And they act like you're the bad guy, but for months and weeks and possibly years, they've been teasing you about doing certain things. And then when you're actually willing and wanting to do those things, and you're asking them on a regular basis, when is this gonna happen? When are you gonna follow through with A or B? They always reply back with, I don't know, whenever I'm not busy. And I will always tell people this: there is nothing wrong with actually kicking people out of your life who do nothing and don't motivate you and don't get you to rise up as a person, or they never motivate you, or they never have your back. Like, they'll tell you they have your back, they tell you that they care, but when you have to go talk to them, or you need to get something off your chest, like a lot of people might be in severe depression and they need someone to talk to, they're never there when you actually need them, but you're always there for them when they need to talk to somebody. You're always there, got their back, but they don't have your back. That is what I call a fake ass friend. A real friend would never get your hopes up to do something and never follow through. They would make that happen. They would never make it feel like you have to beg them to hang out. And if you guys are going through this where you have to literally beg somebody, it feels like, just for them to acknowledge your text message or your Facebook interaction, then I also believe there's nothing wrong with kicking them out. And these are the people that, once you kick them to the curb and kick them out of your life, they act like you're the bad guy and you're the enemy. Like, why are you doing this? It's because you were never there for me, and you always got my hopes up for doing the things that you would always message me about. I'm so sick and tired of that. I'm going to be 37, right? And I'm so sick and tired of so-called I'm your buddy trying to do things with you when they never follow through. There's no point to play games with somebody. You want to hang out, you make a date, you make a plan, and you go do that. It could be January 29th. You say, hey, we're going to go do this, this, and that. And you go do this, that, and whatever you had planned out or whatever you discussed through that long text message or that long Facebook message. And the problem with Facebook, or I should say, not a problem, but the good thing about Facebook Messenger is when you write somebody and they clearly read your message, it shows a little icon, little picture next to that message that notifies you that, hey, Billy or Michelle or whoever seen your message. It doesn't mean they actually read it, but more than likely it's a good sign that they said, oh, Billy did see your message. And Michelle's gonna go, well, why didn't Billy reply to me? And you go, oh, they see your messages, but they so-called don't have time to reply, but then they have time to post all over Facebook or all over whatever, but they don't have the time to write you back. And the funny thing is about that, 90% of the general public pick up their phone like 1,000 times a day. I would literally say a lot of people pick up their phone and check their messages throughout the day. Probably, I would say at least 100 times. They pick it up, they go through their setting or through their notifications and see who wrote what and if someone was important enough to write them back. And a lot of times these people look at your message and they go, oh, well, that's from Billy, that's not important. But they'll write somebody else back that they feel that's important. So you might be on their friends list as a number like 8 character, but the person that's number 1 will always get their questions or comments answered over you because you're not the priority. And they only hit you up when 1 through 7 don't have the opportunity to message them or have the opportunity to hang out with them. They go, well, you're number 8 on my list, I'll hang out with you. And then they make that plan to hang out with you, but because all these 7 other people in front of you didn't have the opportunity to do things because they were busy, they act like, oh, Billy, you want to hang out? Let's hang out and chill. And they act like they're so excited, but in reality, they wouldn't hang out with you if all those other people were not busy. So in 2021, it's okay to kick these pieces of crap out of your life and just move on and start over, because when you get older you realize who is a real friend and who is not a real friend. Because a friend of mine was talking to me on Facebook, and she was explaining that she tried to make plans with somebody and it always follows through, where they always make excuses of why they can't hang out or they're busy or sorry, maybe next time. And this person's getting to the point they're frustrated. Why can't we hang out? Why do you make plans and then cancel last minute? And my answer was, because you're not important to them. There's nothing there for them to gain. You're boring. You're not fun. They act like they're your friend. They'll thumb up your post, but they never are there when you need them. If you write a whole thing about why you're depressed or why you have an anxiety attack, and they write, oh, okay, well, I'm here for you. When you write, I'm here for you, and you don't write anything else and you don't have anything to contribute to that conversation, you're basically a time suck, a time waste, somebody who needs to get their ass up and get the fuck out of their life, because you're just wasting time. And don't write these crazy messages, I want to do this with you, I like to do this, or I want to get down with you, and then in reality you don't want to do absolutely nothing with that person. It's like you're the last resort. So I just want to make this video because, like I said, my friend was writing me or she posted a big post about basically everything I'm talking about, and it's like, why are people this way? Just be honest. If you want to hang out, hang out. If you don't want to be friends with somebody anymore, walk out of their life, because you don't need people who are not going to motivate you or not going to help you with your life. So as always, it's your boy Trevor back with another video. Just remember, if you're having these problems, there's no way it's wrong that you just walk out of their life and never look back, because you got one life. You got to live it up to the fullest. So as always, hit that like button, subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by and enjoying today's video, baby.